it's back because we lit the fucking rug on fire. And you can actually do a lot of weird stuff like that in this game. For whatever reason, if you feel like, you can light a ton of things on fire. So there's a tapestry, and I'm gonna burn it because I can. Screw the warlock load. There it is. And feel better now. So we're gonna use these keys. This is the worst screen in the whole damn game because it's tough to figure out what key goes to what door, and it doesn't make any sense. And even then, like, the detection boxes are really bad too, so you gotta kind of play around with it. So where I couldn't find a keyhole a second ago, there it is now. So we're gonna keep going along, open up some doors. We have key 5 in here somewhere. There it is. So the timer tells me that we're at about 21 minutes now. So this may actually be 3 videos. In that case, more fun for everyone. So here we are, moving. There's the only other guy we can talk to in the whole damn game, the Sphinx. He's crazy. He doesn't know what I'm jiving on. If you look back here across the corners of the stairs, you'll see a series of 3 little figures. You're gonna want to remember that pattern. That does pop up later. So screw this guy. We're gonna move on by him. And now all of a sudden he can understand what the fuck's going on. Dick. So he's got a riddle. Long neck, no hands, 100 legs, can't stand, forest nest, against the wall I rest. Do you know? And this is why you gotta pick up random shit throughout the game. So if you put 2 and 2 together, you know, 100 legs, which can't stand, long neck, born from a forest, all that. Well, that looks an awful lot like a broom, doesn't it? Swiffer. This was actually before Swiffers. So I think that worked, and I'm going to walk by this guy, and there we go. Done. So, this doesn't make any sense, but you can pull that star off the wall. And then, on top of that, you can open this little map. So somehow you're opening a map that had a star pasted on it. If you look at this, it looks like a book or something, but it's actually a rod. Yeah, rod indeed. Scroll 5, reading that. Observing the stars, throwing constellation appears once every 5 summers. Legend says it'll take you to another land. That's bullshit. I have played this game tons and tons of times, and I have looked out every single window looking for like a throne or something in the stars or something. Some type of hidden room I figured it would take you or whatever. No, they're full of shit. That doesn't have any point. Maybe they plan to like code it in later. I don't know. But it doesn't work whatsoever. You know how long it took me to dive out of every single damn window in this game? And I didn't get shit for it. So this is the blade. That's part of the Staff of Ages, which is the weapon we have to pile before we actually... No, you know what? I'm going to try and burn that fucking scroll. Ah, this guy again. Well, if you look at that, that's clearly a bellows, but because this guy's being a dick, we're just going to keep going.
As a side note, you did just shoot a woman that was chained to the floor.
Yeah, so what I did there, I didn't talk about because I was lamenting the shitty throne situation. But, yeah, it's a pretty woman on the floor, and you figure you'll try and save her and untie her, and she actually turns into a werewolf and kills you. So that arrow that we picked up at the very beginning of the game, you have to use that, even though you don't have a bow or anything. You manage to shoot right through the wolf's chest or something.
Throw the arrow,
yeah.
such force.
Exactly. You end up killing the woman dead. I guess that's a good thing. So let's see. We got some water here, even though it's holy water, which is called water. We chuck it at this dog. He sends the hellhound back to hell, apparently. We pick this up. This is called the platinum horn. Yeah, it opens the door for us later. It's not very good. Again, looking at that window, you see a ton of stars. You figure it might look like a throne, and you might, being a young, impressionable kid, try and jump out that window to try and get warped to another land, but that just doesn't work. So I don't advise it. So that's a wyvern. Means business. We're going to use that star we found on that poster.
That's a
and
wyvern.
Throw it at the wyvern. And it blows up into a million pieces. Then we're going to take that bad boy right there. That's a talisman. And we're going to bring that with us, and along with the horn, that's going to help us open up the door and get to the end of the game.
This game is very confusing.
Yeah, this game's way longer than I thought, too. Jesus Christ.
12 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
12
We're
minutes
actually,
later.
yeah, we actually need some torches. Because this is bad. I keep fucking trying to take shit. Okay, so here we go. We're going to use the rod that we got behind that poster with the star on it.
On that insignificant banister there that doesn't even show.
Yeah, exactly. And then a skeleton hand with 3 fingers. If you look at that shit, first off, that's not like a human hand, obviously. Second off, it's not a skeleton. Skeletons don't look like that. Unless it's got a single bone in its forearm. That shit's just ridiculous. I don't even know. More like a zombie hand. I could buy a zombie hand, but it's still coming out of the floor, so it's just all messed up altogether. So we're going to want to take a big coin and 1 gold coin, just in case. We're going to need both later. You don't need the other gold coin. This right here is a pot of gold. If you try and pick it up, that whole side of the building crumbles and you fall to your death. Even though it doesn't look like a pot of gold, I guess. So we're going to get a torch just to be safe, because it's taking so long. This is apparently a king. It looks kind of like a queen to me. I see shoulder pads.
That king's wearing a dress.
Yeah, and a dress. Look at that business. And why he's just sitting there doesn't make any sense. Like, this is the Warlock Lord's castle? How'd the king get there? What's he doing? What's his deal? Nobody ever talks about it. You know? And note, for a skeleton who's been there for a while, he seems to have some flesh on his forearms, too. I'm just saying. So now we see a ring-shaped hole. That's not a very discreet clue that we're going to use that ring that we got earlier out of the acid fountain. Put it in that hole. King slides back.
Does not look like a ring, but alright, continue.
Yeah, doesn't look like a ring at all. So we put the scepter in the king's hand, and then we use the ring to go into that hole. And that's about all we do there. But if you notice, I'm going to go back all the way to the beginning of the frickin' game. And for some reason, programmers like to send you all the way back, or do like return missions and dumb shit like that, just to extend the gameplay time of the game. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it's really irritating. Here we are back at the beginning of the game. Those are the torches that I had trouble getting earlier. Here's that bridge. So we're going to take a look at some of the potions that I grabbed, and pray to God that I grabbed a potion that can actually lift us up, because otherwise we might have to go looking for it. Oh, here we go. Bottle 2. Silver vial glows with a lustrous shine. It's impossibly light. So that's the float potion. We're going to use that on ourselves. We've got like 4 minutes to get this done before we have to make a 4th video for this. So we're going to be quick. So what we've got right here is a snake. If you look at it a couple times, it tells you that it's a statue. We're going to use the wand on it, and that is going to blow it up somehow and make it into the actual staff part of the Staff of Ages, which is right there. And that's all we needed to come all the way back here for, is just to get the staff. You don't have to use a bottle again. Apparently you can make it over and back across the bridge once using 1 bottle. If you try and go back over the bridge again, I'm like 99% sure you'll fall, and that's bad for business. You should end up dying again. So we've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left to beat this game. Oh, that dick! See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, you can use the gold coin on him, and he'll let you pass, I think, or maybe he, like, takes your gold and kills you. Either way, he's a dick. So what you're going to want to do is use the Humana spell. And you turn into wind, and you just walk right by his ass, and screw that guy, man. I forgot all about it. That's the thing, too. You forget about him, and then he just comes back and just peas in your Wheaties. Alright, so we're going through. There's the throne room. You're going to want to go straight. You don't want to go in that door on the left, because a big old boulder will fall on you and kill you. Those 2 things are gargoyles. If you try and walk by them without using Illumina, they'll kill you too.
Pretty much everything in this game will, in some way, kill you.
Yeah, that happens a lot. This guy looks like Cthulhu. So we're going to use Motari. Doesn't make much sense, but if you do that, if you hear that noise, this is one of those screens where the frame rate is really bad.